First of all, I did not want to, mention the Honorable Mpuuga here because as far as we are concerned, he's in the past. It is Honorable Odonga Oto who brought up his name, and I was duty bound to respond. And he's just making innuendos, crazy innuendos. He has a case to answer before the people of Uganda about a service award that he gave to himself, when the National Unity Platform gave him an opportunity. And that is what caused him problems. I think that is something he needs to explain to the people of Uganda than make ridiculous claims about NUP and all that. If he has any evidence, let him bring it forth.
David Lewis Rubongoya yasanyizzaawo Mathias Mpuuga n'akabondo kaba politicians wenzo okugamba nti they lost their game. Twalabye nga Mathias Mpuuga ow'ekitiibwa aluzinga cool ye n'afuna obusungu n'abulaga ku screen. Omanyi musajja alina engeri gye yeetwala nti mukakkamu, yeetwala nti wanjawulo ku balala. Mu kaseera kano Rubongoya yamutadde mu fix, yamutadde mu koona n'atandika okukola statements ez'enjawulo ng'olaba agezaako okusiiga akasa ng'akola buli ekisoboka okussaawo embeera nti ekibiina kya NUP kirimu enguzi etagambika. Kwegamba mu language yaffe yatandise ottema ekigambo. Katandike video.
How painful is it that the DF took on some of your members who had been with you for a while but who were denied an opportunity or who were denied party cards representation?
I would rather focus on the NRM, which is the one with the ball, which we are struggling to get the ball from. And that ball is what we talk about, the victor's crown, the good governance. We've presented a manifesto to this nation with 11 principal points, the policy points that we are talking about. So I would rather focus on that and not focus on, the other things you're trying to talk about, because ultimately they are not the ones with the ball. What we are trying to pursue is a greater objective.
Beautiful answer. Simon yabuuza SG Rubongoya nti mulya mutya ng'ekibiina ekipya ekya ADF kitutte ababaka abamu bwe mwagaana okuwa zi kaadi. SG n'amuddamu n'amugamba nti tufokasinge ku mulamwa, tufokasinga ku bintu ebigasa, tufokasinge ku kifaananyi ekinene wano ku bigger picture entebe ya president. Ye problem gye tuyina as Ugandans si buno obubiina, si zino entalo zoyagala okunteekamu, si zino emboozi zoyagala njogereko. Tukiraba nnyo kino. Osanga presidential candidate mulamba ng'ali ku campaign, mu kifo ky'okwogera manifesto ye ali busy alumba NUP. Mu kifo ky'okwogera byagenda okukolera abantu ng'afuuse president alumba ekibiina ekirala ekiri mu opposition. Obiraba mba opposition candidates bangi nnyo nga focus yaabwe teri ku ntebe. Focus yaabwe eri ku kibiina kya NUP ne His Excellency.
No, I just have a very honest submission. I think at 48 years I should be a little more frank. There is a lot more deception in NUP than what the eyes can see. I know what I'm talking about. Because for heaven's sake, Alan Sewanyana nearly died in prison. And he comes out and the party card is given to someone's girlfriend. This is not how you run a political party. I have been in several street battles with Honorable Mathias Mpuuga while the leader of opposition. NUP pushes him out of his position because the fear is more prominent than Bobi Wine.
Language ngendo okukozesa temugamba nti nvuma, temugamba nti nafuya, naye abantu nga Oto, Honorable Odongo Oto, mujja kunsaasiro kyogera, they are expert politicians. Mu kaseera kano B25 you're no longer relevant. Yes, oyinza oba waliwo Congo osiba bannayuganda akatambaala, oteekawo embeera, okola bu drama, obuuka anodda wali, you're expired. Your time is done. Bannayuganda moved on. Tewali kyogenda kwogera relevant mu 2025. Tewali kyogenda gamba munnayuganda n'akutwala serious. You're a joke. We are arguments zobadde okola. Mbusimanya Honorable Sewanyana bamuma card ne bagiwa girlfriend wono on a TV. Ng'okimanyi thousands of Ugandans are watching you, and that's the best argument you can front. Ng'okimanyi bannayuganda bakulaba, ng'okimanyi bulungi ebintu nga bino bigenda maaso. Tujja kujja tukube mu torch. Bannayuganda ab'enjawulo, they will question you. Mu kaseera kano oli kugamba nti NUP atya. yatya ow'ebitaano Mathias Mpuuga lwakuba yali prominent okusinga His Excellency. Are you being serious? Do you want a sane Uganda to take you serious? Chovala nkugambye, you expired. Chovala nkugambye mu 2025 abakulembeze oba abafuzi nga Honorable Otto, no one will take you serious. Lwaki? Because of your actions, because of the things you say, because of your arguments nga zino. Okujja on a TV that's one of the biggest in the country, and you place childish or baby arguments. Baby arguments like this ngogamba kadi baji mono ne bajwa girlfriend wono. Are you being serious? Abakulembeze nga bano mu 2025 bana Uganda bababuuka. Ugandans are smarter than the generation in which you existed. Ugandans are smarter than the generation in which wakolya bu drama obo ng'osiba na Uganda katambala ne bakuteka mu parliament. Then ogenda maaso n'ogaba na Uganda mbu that's not how you run a political party. Tulageeko. Ogambi you're 48 years old. Olude mu politics. Show us how it's done. Genda ogulewo ekibiina ekicho okiddukanye. Tutandika kuwa ideas oba solutions nga tewali azikusabye. Yes, you can criticize, but do it respectfully. Tutandika teekawo mbeera slander oteme ekigambo nti baamu makadi ne bajwa girlfriend wono obijjawa. Singa omuntu akutwala mu code n'agamba bitebye. Give us proof. Give us proof of what you're saying. Tuwe obukakafu. Ogenda bujjawa. Oyogeza ekikonfi naye ng'okimanyi byogera bya bulimba. Ng'okimanyi byogera they are babish oba childish arguments. Opinion ye yiyo nga politician ali washed, I don't think carries any weight. Tewali muna Uganda agenda kukumalirako budde. Bajja kuseka. Koze oyogedde ekintu, but they won't take you serious.
Semuju Ibrahim is one MP. I would rather lose an election but not Semuju. And then you find Noop funding people day and night to get Semuju out of parliament. So this raises credibility in the eyes of some of us that what the hell is Noop in this Uganda? We need answers.
Omusajja agambye nti NUP funding abantu bakuba Honorable Semuju. Where? Tuva mugambe singa bakuteeka mu code ne bagamba tuwo obukakafu oyogeza ekikonfi oyogera ngabyo yogero ina evidence olingo ono omwai mamuyitani Dean Lubowa. You're not different from that guy. Mwogera with confidence naye ng'okimanyi byogera temuli ng'okimanyi oyimiridde ku bulimba but you're trying so hard ogezaako nnyo mu kugezaako ennyo oli mu kweyokya oli mu kwerabisa.
Like I said, this country unfortunately has so many people who you see moving around and but their objectives are well known and their intentions sadly are meant to derail whatever gains the people of Uganda are making in terms of trying to redeem themselves from the mess that we find ourselves. So what I want to say is that when the party puts out a process and people contest in that process, you go in that process knowing that you're going to either emerge victorious or not emerge victorious. Any serious person who can think will realize that some of our incumbents made it, others did not make it.
Ekintu ekyo tukikuwonyeeko so many times. Okkiriza oyingidde primaries. You agree with the terms and conditions okimanyi bulungi one person will win. Often mjina Dendaba recently bagita the long walk. Nga mukimanyi muli mu kutambula but eventually one of you has to win. Abasigadde mugenda kufa. Kashiteke mweno context. Oyingidde primaries eza NUP. Wetabe mu process nga mu kaseera ako it makes sense. Naye the moment you lose narrative ngechuka. The moment you lose ngochusa go post. Ngotani kugamba banzibye process imbi lwaki wajetabyemu in the first place. Singo bolowooza process imbi tojetabamu. Yimiri ogambe nedda I don't agree with the process therefore I'll walk. Oyingidde primary singo okimanyi waliwo akakisosola okuwangula waliwo omukisa bayinza okuwangula. Kati gwe kikonfi ekijjawa ogamba nzaadi zaavinga. Omuntu aba akuwangudde amaanyi g'otaddemu golowooza nti otaddemu naye gaba ataddemu. So why don't you respect their win? N'ogamba yes ansinzeeko. SG kyakoonako wano. SG kyakoonako ng'akyemphasizing nga there is a process. Nolabanga Mathias Mpuuga akola face kwegamba alagambo olimba.
Some newcomers made it, others did not make it. So I don't want anybody to be misleading the public to say that there are people who should be untouchable, who should, when you put out a process and say, come and participate in this process, then it has to be open, it has to be transparent, it has to be fair, and that is what we follow. In NUP, we don't ring-fence positions. We say that we are going to give 60% based on the ground survey, we are going to give 40% based on the vetting committee, and whoever you are, if you do not make it through that system, unfortunately, we cannot just grant you the card. Because what I think Honorable Odongo calls us to do is to be corrupt, is not to follow the principles that we put in place.
Thank you. Thank you, SG. Odongo Oto agezaako ocompromising a system, agezaako okuteekawo eno embeera you are watching out for your mates. Kwegamba oyiza mikwano gyo. Mathias Mpuuga, simanya Ssemuju, simanya Alan Sewanyana nedda. A law is a law, amateeka, singa etteeka libeerawo. Singa process ebeerawo, follow it. Oyingiramu eyo competition ne bakuwangula, respect it. Respect it oveewo ng'okyalina ekitiibwa kyo. Abantu bagenda ku respectingamu. An example, Magala. Omuvubuka wa NUP gwe baakuba akalulu somewhere n'agamba why nzikiriza. Bampangudde mu primaries e Kawempe, I agree. Let me back the candidate. Eventually, he became so respected. Flipping a coin, Luswa, mujja kunsasira omwogerako, flipping a coin, Luswa, olaba jali. Akwata wana, akwata wali, akwata bisubi. Amateeka gaba mateeka. If there is a law, if there is a process, follow it. Wojeta bamu respect the results. Tugamba mbu kambendinga amateeka gafavoringe mukwano gwange nedda. Tugamba mbu kankole embeera mfavoringe chali wange nedda. Follow the law, follow the principles, follow the process.
Because if we put a system in place, we must follow it. And that is the kind of country we want to build, where we stand on principle. You've just talked about the Honorable Matthias Mpuuga, who is in the studio, and everybody knows you're talking about fear and all that. There was a clear issue about which we considered extremely wrong, which we considered immoral, and it was out there in the public. Everybody knows what that issue was. So when you come here and you start saying, because what are you talking about?
Rubongoya agezaako okubeera polite kamba jjukize. Honorable Matthias Mpuuga yeegabira ssente ne banne taxpayers money to a tune of $500 million Uganda shillings. Milioni 5. The party came out ne mugamba wenenye ozeyo ssente zino, things will be okay. Yayingira mu meeting n'agamba nzikiriza nja kwenenya. A few days later ne yeekyusa. N'agamba saalya ssente wemba nazirya legitimately, nazirya mateeka, nalinzi deservinga. Kwegamba ng'agezaako kugamba gwe Munnayuganda nti omusolo gw'osasula adeservinga share of that tax. Neyewa grant, yewa service grant, nga teri mu mateeka. Ekibiina kye ne kimukonfronti nga ne kimuwa deadline eyo neeyitawo, eventually n'ava mu kibiina n'aforminga party ye DF. Mu kaseera kano, omwami Odongo Oto, the expired politician, agezaako okugamba mbu NUP had to compromise. They had to compromise by accommodating Matthias Mpuuga lwakuba mbu awangayidde mu politics, musajja ambale suuti ati betayi ambale koti mbu because of such issues NUP compromising principles ezaayo, compromising vision gy'erina for Uganda, accommodating Matthias Mpuuga.
Honorable Mpuuga has been mentioned here. In all fairness, you need to make a rebuttal to
the Simon. There's nothing to rebut about. Mr. Rubongoya knows the level of fraud in which he is seated personally, and I'm not about to go into that kind of altercation. He knows himself, he knows so well, he knows how much, both as an individual, the Secretary General of the party, as a party and as peace advocates, what they have been doing with public funds. He knows the kind of fraud and extortion of NUP members that he has been involved in personally. Actually, if I were police, I would open an open fire to investigate that party. But we are here to discuss progression, and I hesitate.
Matthias Mpuuga byayogera siri mu kibiina nti I know how the parties run. It's possible they could be true, they could be wrong. Ayinza bayogera mazima obanga alimba naye weebuuze kintu kimu. Ku bintu byonna ebyagenda mu maaso nga Matthias Mpuuga bamukonfrontinze, lwaki teyavaayo n'obukakafu, lwaki teyavaayo ne evidence n'alabisa ekibiina. Waba yalina weapon ng'eno ng'akimanya alina obukakafu, the party is involved in illegal business, the party is involved in corruption, in fraud, lwaki teyavaayo n'obukakafu? Kyebuuze. Nga nkugambye kisoboka ng'ebintu bino bigenda mu maaso, tusaa defendinga muntu naye mu mbeera yagenda mu maaso, lwaki teyavaayo n'adestroyinga party ng'alina evidence ng'eno, ng'alina obukakafu nga buno, lwaki teyavaayo? Lwaki akyogera mu kaseera kano? Kiteeka question mark ku mboozi ye, ku argument ye, ku bigambo byagala okuyisaawo omuntu ayinza okugamba obyogera lwakuba oli mu fix osobola okwejjamu eyo fix. Lwaki mu kaseera kali nga ba confrontings at the peak of the kulabisa lwaki tewavaayo? Lwaki tewavaayo n'okola statements nga zino nga mu kaseera ako zaali zijja kukuyamba nnyo singa walina obukakafu. Wandiyabisizza ekibiina kiramba n'ogamba Rubongoya mubbi, His Excellency mubbi, bakolayo bati newe bati naye tewakikozesa. Kiraga ki? It's very possible, it's highly possible nga byogera bya bulimba. It's highly possible ng'oli ku smear campaign. Vaayo otuwa obukakafu. If the bukakafu is tujja questioning ekibiina, we shall not hold back. Naye oba okikozesanga a tactic okwejja mu mbeera, it's lame.
Leave Rubongoya alone. He has nothing to say. He knows
No, he
himself.
has something to say. We invited
He should have come here to say it from here.
Unfortunately, there wasn't sufficient space, so we created a studio.
So the next time you call a baraza, call him to be part of it and speak to him first.
He's collapsing.
There's no point in him hiding the curtain to say things I cannot defend publicly. So I'd rather ignore him. But you see, get back.
There is a sense that.
Honorable Mpuuga, kakkana, relax. Kwegamba omulaba nga afunye obusungu. Omulaba nga anyiize atanze okuraisinga toni afuuse defensive. Kwegamba ow'ekitiibwa, finally we've seen a side of him etali common. Kino nja kimuwa usually musajja mukkakkamu. He's a very calm, collected man. Nti wabeera mu mbeera alina image akuwa nti things are okay. Mu kaseera kano tumulaba nga obusungu bumulinnya ku mutwe.
First of all, I did not want to mention the Honorable Mpuuga here because as far as we are concerned, he's in the past. It is Honorable Odonga Oto who brought up his name, and I was duty bound to respond. And he's just making innuendos, crazy innuendos. He has a case to answer before the people of Uganda about a service award that he gave to himself, when the National Unity Platform gave him an opportunity. And that is what caused him problems. I think that is something he needs to explain to the people of Uganda than make ridiculous claims about NUP and all that. If he has any evidence, let him bring it forth, than just make those kinds of ridiculous allegations. But like I said, I wouldn't want to exchange with him because, Simon, what we're dealing with are very, very important matters of national importance. We have a nation to deliver from the mess it finds itself in.
In summary, focus on majors and mine on minors. Mukasera kano abantu nga Odongo Oto ow'ebitaano yo minors. Ebintu bya Honorable Mpuuga bannayuganda bakyabanja bakyagala ebitaano byabwe naye nga SG wakugambye focus on the majors.